What is going on, everyone? It is Tyler McKinney, and we're back again with some XFL news. Hey, if they're going to be putting it out, then we're going to keep going over it, and that's what we do here. If it's your first time here, hey, I'm glad to have you. If you're a return viewer, thanks for coming back, and thanks for watching more videos. And if you haven't yet, please consider subscribing. I really do appreciate all of your guys' help and all the shout-outs and all of the encouragement and the support. Guys, it's awesome. You guys are really, truly what keeps this channel going and why I love making video after video after video. And remember, keep leaving me those comments. You know how I love interacting with you guys, and I love the comment section. And listen, I might even do a shout out. And speaking of shout outs, listen, Dan Zero or Dan O, whatever it is, you had me rolling. And Dan said, he goes, "Oh no, they'll be calling us the Seattle Drag Queens." Well, I don't know about calling you guys the Seattle Drag Queens, but I don't know if you noticed the Mother of Dragons that was at the media day that you had, and that you had there was a lady there that was dressed up as Danny there, so it was kind of interesting. So I don't know, put two and two together, but hey, you had me laughing, so I thought that was pretty good. And to call out another shout out, hey Alex. Hi, how's it going? That's right, Alex Schuler, hopefully I pronounced your name right. I appreciate all that you've done, all the videos that you watched, and being here from the beginning. It's guys like you that really make me want to keep going with this stuff. So I do really appreciate it. I appreciate all of you guys. And so let's not waste any more time, though. Let's get into the content. Let's talk about what we got going on today, because we got a few serious things that we need to get to. Now, we've got Genius. So right now, Genius Sports, which is kind of this. They're a betting monitoring company, and what they do is they've kind of done things for like the PGA Tour, done things for the Premier League. So what they do is they monitor what's going on within the organization, and they go through and make sure that that there's nothing amiss, awry, or anything like that. That nobody's getting any insider trading information or anything like that. And they pretty much monitor kind of what's going on. And so they signed a multi-year deal with the XFL. First and foremost, it really shows that the XFL is really serious about their betting. One, because they've been working hand in hand with Vegas, and they've been showing Vegas what their game is so that Vegas can have a better idea of setting up betting for their league, because the XFL knows that betting is a big deal, and a lot of betting and a lot of money is spent on professional football. So they're really looking at this as a way to bring more income, with football being down during, obviously, the spring session or the late winter session, however you want to look at it. So with this league, you can definitely tell that the XFL is really zeroing in, and they're really trying to show Las Vegas pretty much that they are they're legit, and that they're on the up and up. And this is just one more example of that. Another example was the LA Wildcats having their training camp, not their training camp, their mini camp. In Las Vegas and that. So I think that that's good on that level. The second level is that it really shows you that the XFL is not just going to be around for this year. If there's no reason that they would be setting up multi-year deals if they're not planning on being around. They're planning on being around, and the other thing too is a betting monitoring company is not going to set up a multi-year deal with a company that they think that's going to fold in the next year. They will obviously take some risks if they think that that the reward will pay off, and it looks like that they think that the reward in this case is much bigger than the risk, and so that they're going through and taking it, both them and Vegas. So it's really neat to see that, and so that's kind of my thoughts on that. All right, so let's get to the big news of the day, because if you've been watching the internet, you know what went down, and it's not very good for at least the Dallas Renegades. So pretty much what happened is that Landry Jones was injured in practice, and it looks like that Landry Jones is going to be out of commission probably somewhere between 4 to 6 weeks. Now, we are 31 days out from games. So really, that is putting a really big crunch time on starting day for the Renegades. So right now, with that, this is kind of a huge deal because the Renegades going into training camp really only had one other quarterback on their roster, at least one more quarterback that they labeled on their roster, and that was Philip Nelson. If you remember Philip Nelson did okay. He worked. He was in the AAF, and he was the quarterback for the San Diego Fleet. Now, he started off the first game as the backup, and then won the starting job, and then ended up later on in the season getting hurt and missing the last couple games. So he has starting experience in a pro league, if you want to call the AAF pro, semi-pro, however you want to look at that. But he is no Landry Jones. That's definite. And the other thing is that he doesn't have the experience in Hal Mummy's, in Bob Stoops' style of offense. How is that going to translate? That is a real interesting thing. And I don't know, if you ask me, this really, if they can get Landry Jones back and get him healthy and he only misses 1 or 2 weeks, I think that the Renegades can manage for 1 or 2 weeks. I just don't think that you're going to get the production that they were going to get out of Philip Nelson that they were going to get out of Landry Jones. They're just going to have to change some things up, and we'll see how it happens. Who knows? I might be wrong. He might rise to the occasion, and I hope he does, because I love it when these guys, who are pushed aside, pushed down, and you never really get a shot. When they get a shot and they shine, I love seeing that. I love seeing these little guys, rise to the top. So that's cool. So, Philip Nelson, hey man, I hope that you do really, really well. Now, let's look at the bigger picture. The bigger picture of this is that the XFL, this is the reason why they went out and got the extra quarterbacks. If you remember, they did a second signing of like tier 1 quarterbacks, and they got Josh Johnson. Well, they got Josh Johnson because Josh Johnson is actually really good. He's a very good backup to have in the NFL, and they were able to snag him. Now, the other 2 guys are really good guys that have been practice squad guys, and these guys are the reason why they went through and they signed him is specifically for this reason. I'm talking about Chase Litton and Taylor Heineke. The reason why they signed those 2 guys is specifically for this reason. If you got one of your tier 1 quarterbacks go down, this league, the NFL is already a very, very quarterback-centric league. Now, this league is going to be even more exponentially, especially if you don't have a very, very athletic quarterback that can make plays with their legs, because I think the RPO game is going to be huge in this league. But you definitely are going to need a quarterback, and like I said, almost more than in the NFL. So if that's the case, signing guys like this is huge, and so then picking up those other guys is great, except for it doesn't help out Dallas. And that's really where kind of I'm wondering what we're going to see over the next few days here. What do I mean with that? I think that probably you're going to see the XFL sign another quarterback, and probably somebody that was on a practice squad for the NFL, but hasn't been signed to a futures contract and is still sitting out there. So yeah, I would really be surprised if Dallas did not sign another quarterback out of that pool of guys that we just talked about, out of the pool of the guys that haven't signed a futures contract, that were on practice squads of those NFL teams. So that's just kind of where we're sitting, and really we're just kind of in this limbo period. We're in training camp. Training camp's been sweet to keep up with, and it's been pretty cool. They've been pretty open about training camp, just like they were with minicamp, which I thought they might kind of recluse in a little bit, but hey, they've been letting it fly, which is pretty cool to me. I really like seeing and that with it. But yeah, we'll definitely keep an eye on this, and if we get any more information about this, we'll definitely put it out there. But that's all we have for right now. All right, guys, hey, I know that you're busy, and I know that I'm busy, so let's get on out of here. You have a good night. Bye.